Welcome, everyone. My name is Derek Hein. I am your host tonight for our Tuesday night mental wellness opportunities. So I know we've got people coming in from literally Hawaii to the East Coast of the United States. Often we get people from around the world, from different countries, and you're here to check out Amare for the first time and or take a deeper look about our opportunity and what we all have here and what is offering, what we have to offer you. So Amare means to love yourself first, and everything else falls into place. And I have been here at Amare since the very day it opened, September 1st of 2017. And my husband and I decided to take a leap of faith. We left our only secure income at the time. And the past almost 6 years, our lives in every way have been rewritten. So I've been a part of the direct selling industry for over 26 years. And I have been very blessed to have developed and really divine intervention brought great leaders. Some of you are on tonight. Pam Otto is one of the many amazing leaders I get the privilege to work with. And because of that, we've been able to build a very, very large organization. And I live in Wisconsin with my husband, and I'm a mom of three, Gigi to two granddaughters. One is about to turn one this weekend. So we really came here to Amare because of the reality of today's world, the mental health crisis that is increasing. And 1 out of 4 Americans and counting, especially young people, are struggling. And I had a firsthand seat to this. My husband was really sick for about 5 years prior to Amare. So he's been sick for about 10 and a half years. And, it didn't matter what hospital, clinic, surgery he went through. I sat in a lot of waiting rooms. And the one thing that I found over and over and over again was so many people, caregivers to family members to patients, were really struggling with many of the same symptoms, no matter what their illness was. They were stressed. They had feelings of anxiousness. They were not sleeping good. They were suffering with a lot of pain or inflammation. And so when I saw what was here at Amare, it really attracted me because I knew there was a great need. And not only was there a great need for healthier options to live healthier, but financial options too. Now, 5 years ago, we almost went into medical bankruptcy due to all the medical bills of my husband. But now I feel like the world's caught up with us because, hello, inflation is over 6% and rising. I just bought a sprinkler today for $34. And the young kid checking the cashier checking it out, it's like, really, this piece of plastic is $34? I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. 2/3 of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck. 42% are dipping into their savings and taking out loans to keep up. And Americans say they need to make about $120,000 a year, more than double the national salary to keep up. And in 2008, an average of $400 would have kept homeowners from foreclosure. Now they're saying it's over $1,000. So when you take that whole financial mess and then wrap it into all the different massive needs that we have, this is the $100 billion industry right now in today's world of what people are using to combat and to help their mental health. How many of you watching, drop a 1 in the chat box, can identify with either Prozac, Lexapro, Zoloft, coffee, Monster, Folgers? I mean, how many of you identify with this? Is this something? Jane's raising her hand. Anyone else? Do you see yourself going, oh my gosh, yeah, this is me? Well, let me tell you, there are better options out there. And so what I want to do is share with you the cultural change that is happening globally around mental wellness. I mean, it takes no rocket scientist to understand that when Hollywood finally wakes up, it's like, oh, famous people, athletes, they're all saying, these high level elite performers are all saying, I'm struggling with sleep. I'm struggling with mental health issues. And it's not mental illness. It's completely different. And so this has now become a world stage and a world conversation. So what is mental wellness? Well, it's about helping you focus better. Pressure management. When you're under a lot of stress, you can calmly show up. Building a person's confidence. Can you imagine building not only your confidence, but the confidence of your spouse or the confidence of your teenagers or your elementary school child. I mean, think about that. Financial health, mental wellness is when the number one stressor most married couples struggle with is finances. So financial health is a part of mental wellness. Stress resilience, that was one that I remember when I first heard it. I'm like, what does that mean? Well, that means if you're a young mom and the days when you're like, oh my gosh, can't take your kids anymore. And not that you would kill them, but you like want to take a baseball bat to the head, but you would never do that. But you're thinking about it because they're driving you nuts. That's not stress resilience. Or if you're a career person and you're at work and your computer system shuts down and like the world just freezes and you can't get your work done and you're ready to lose your stuff. That's not stress resilience. Stress resilience is when you can calmly respond and show up to a situation where previously you would have overreacted. When I heard about that, I'm like, sign me up. I mean, who wouldn't love that? Mental performance. I always say, since I've came to Amare, I've accomplished more in the few years that I've been here than I did in a previous 22-year career. And it's because I'm able to mentally perform. And of course, physical performance, to be able to have more movement, whether it's walking, exercising, lifting weights, whatever it is. So our entire brand is really created by our lead chief science officer, Dr. Sean Talbot, who's also a dear friend of ours. And he's got more degrees than there are like letters in the alphabet behind his name. He's got over 20 years of developing nutritional products. He is the author of multiple best-selling books. He's been featured on multiple shows that you've heard of, Dr. Oz, Dr. Nandi. He's been on the TED stage, even to the White House. So not only has he served for elite level athletes, but the guy is just brilliant and he is a gut brain guru. So I'm really excited to share with you today how these products can not only affect, people that I know and love, but how they could affect your family. So I'm going to bring in my guest tonight, which I'm really excited. It's such a treat for him to come in. And I'm really excited to introduce to you my amazing husband of almost 27 years, my husband, Derek.
Hi, everybody.
So Derek, I wanted you to share tonight because you've been through a lot in the last 10 and a half years.
Yes, I have.
And this past week has been no exception.
Yeah.
And we love to help people level up. We love to help them level up with their mood, their motivation, their metabolism, sleep, all of it for kids and adults.
Okay.
So Derek, when we first came here to Amare, can you just share like what were you struggling with besides several things, but what was one thing that you felt like you were struggling with that attracted us to Amare?
Boy, what was I struggling with? I just went through several brain surgeries. And I mean, the main things that I was struggling with probably was sleep was a big one. Stress. Sleep and stress are probably my main ones.
When we first learned about the Amare products and they said that there was a natural...
I'm sorry. Anxiety was another thing.
Feelings of anxiousness, to be politically correct.
And I can explain that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so let's talk about sleep. Let's dissect that at first. So you could not sleep for about 5 years before Amare.
Right. Now, I had an unusual case. Some people relate, some not to me in this situation, but I heard noises all night long and I could not get away from them. Just a real quick explanation. I had some holes in my ear canals and I was hearing my internal noises. So the one that I remember the most was my heartbeat. And it was like a bass drum going all night long. And with that being said, with that going on all night, I didn't get a wink of sleep.
Yeah. Derek wasn't diagnosed with his disease until 5.5 years into it, but he has something called SSCD. And so because of that one symptom, there's many of them, but that one symptom alone did not allow him to sleep. So we had tried over-the-counter, under-the-counter, prescription, oils. We'd pretty much tried everything we could get our hands on and nothing worked, correct?
Right, yeah.
And then Amare came into your life. What was it like in the first month? What did you start to notice being on our sleep product and the Amare products?
Well, being on the sleep product, obviously I was able to get a decent night's sleep. Eventually I did have those surgeries and that helped a lot, but those months that I didn't have the surgery yet, I wasn't able to get to sleep. So I was able to finally fall asleep and get at least somewhat nice sleep.
Yeah, which when you can't sleep, how many of you listening, drop a 2 in the chat box if you know of someone or you have ever struggled with sleep. There's nothing worse than like literally laying awake in the middle of the night and you can't sleep. And that was
Well, I think a lot of people can relate in a way because a lot of people, I'm sure, they have so much going through their mind.
Mhm.
That's your bass drum.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I remember a few weeks in, I woke up to you snoring, and he does not normally snore, but he had fallen into such a deep REM sleep that he was actually snoring. And I was like, it was music to my ears because I'm like, oh my God, he's finally sleeping. So that was just one thing that you and I both loved about Amare when we first came here. Now, within a few months, you went through your second brain surgery. Actually, the first month that Amare was in existence, you had your second brain surgery at UCLA. And part of the problems with pain meds for you is you have a 24/7 dizziness disorder.
Yeah. Yes.
And opioids and pain meds tend to have a nasty side effect of dizziness.
Of dizziness, amongst many other things, as most people know.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't function very well on the medication that they prescribed to me.
So your second brain surgery, we brought the meds home because you don't know what to expect, and when you hurt, and that was a pretty painful surgery. But can you just share how you were able to use the relief and Tylenol occasionally instead of any opioid meds? And what was that experience like?
Yeah, I mean, easy. What really happened was I was able to get off everything. I mean, it was very quick that I was able to do that. Most of the time I stayed pretty heavily on it because after surgery, obviously you have to. And then I backed it up with some Tylenol when it really got bad. But that was really kind of a last resort, the Tylenol. But yeah, it worked phenomenal.
It was just awesome to see that he didn't have to deal with, on top of pain from some big surgeries, the side effects that came with so many other, prescription meds. And I'm not saying that, it's not for everybody, but my God, it was a godsend for you. With your condition, because you have like a very, very high sound sensitivity, you can get feelings of anxiousness very easily.
Right.
Going into a restaurant, going into school, to church, anywhere, any public setting.
Sure.
Can you just describe to people what it feels like for you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can, they understand the anxiety thing, but in my situation, like Sarah said, I go into a room, it can be a room, it can be a supermarket, anywhere in close space. And the sound is just like ridiculous. It's funny because I have to wear hearing aids, so I can't hear, but yet some sounds drive me absolutely insane. And the chaos, not only through hearing, but also the chaos visually. And what I did to kind of help with that was the mood. The mood was a godsend for me. It was able to keep me leveled out, calm. Calm is huge. When you have anxiety, you have to stay calm. It's so important. So yeah, it was able to keep me calm. Was the biggest thing.
Yeah, we found with being on Happy Juice, with being on mood. So Happy Juice, the mentobiotics, was helping his gut microbiome deal with his feelings of anxiousness that he would get being in public, settings. And it was also taking extra mood. And it seemed like it gave you quality of life.
Oh, for sure did.
It allowed you to go to functions and things that you weren't able to attend anymore.
If I went, I knew, I learned that if I went to a function very calm, I could last a lot longer.
So imagine going to your child's 8th grade graduation, or all the things he missed, confirmation. He missed so many of our children's events in that first 5.5 years. And the fact that you now had tools in your toolbox to help you, what was that like for you to finally have tools?
There's not even words to even say. I mean, I totally believe these products did exactly what we told you. And it did bring back my quality of life. What I'm dealing with, a lot of people, it's got a high rate of suicide. And I never felt like I was getting to that point. I was able to keep calm enough, my thoughts decent enough. I never went into that dark place.
Yeah. You said to me when we first started at Amare, you said, if you can even help somebody, no matter what they're dealing with, no matter what you're going through, you had said, if you can help somebody feel even 20% better, even if it's not like a home run, but just 20% better, it could be the difference between someone feeling like they can't live anymore. And yeah, you have had a remarkable journey. So I've lost track how many surgeries in your head, but I think it's 7 or 8.
Too many.
Too many. And you're my hero. And I know this is hard for you because focus and concentration is not easy for him, especially on the spot, but you're here because you love everybody.
Yes, I am.
And you believe in what we're doing.
Hopefully will help people.
Absolutely.
So, my symptoms are kind of extreme, but like I said, your guys' bass drum is, what I say earlier, do you remember what I said?
I don't know what you said, but it was really good. Does anybody remember what he said? Your bass drum is.
See, my brain doesn't always.
Your bass drum is anxiety, stress, everyday life.
Yeah.
That's probably not what he said, but I think that's what you mean. Like everyone's bass drum, him hearing his heartbeat, which is his bass drum. What is your bass drum? So throw in the chat box. What gets you feelings of anxiousness? What is making you stressed? Work, family, busy lifestyle, financial stress? Put it in the chat box. I want to see what your bass drum is. And Derek, there's lots of chats here. So I had to, Robin says you are helping people for sure. And your testimony is going to help me tell your story. Thank you, Rachel. And so true. I use that quote regularly, the 20% quote. That's from Dr. Rouse. It is true. If we can help people just a little bit, and hopefully help them a whole lot more. And there's so many more pieces to Derek's story that we could go on and on.
Just touched on just a little bit.
But I do want to also say it wasn't just about Derek. What I noticed being a caregiver for him and just his best friend, and while we like to do life together, we have a lot of fun. But it sucked watching him suffer so much. And Amare wasn't only just for him, it was for our whole family.
Oh, it was for her just as much through my whole ordeal.
Absolutely, because
she had to stay calm. There's a lot of garbage we had to deal with.
Oh my gosh, I was exhausted when I came to Amare, absolutely exhausted. And so when I look at how the products affected me, I know Pam is on here tonight. She's one of my best friends, and Pam witnessed me at the very beginning of Amare to who I am now. And anyone that knows me very closely, they can see the changes in me. And so it's not just for somebody who has a crazy health journey like Derek.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's for every single person. So I just want to relay that. But the fact that you came on here tonight was pretty exciting. And I also just want to say too that I'll get to that piece in a little bit, but as long as I have you, what has the opportunity side meant to you?
For me, it was especially as a guy, you want to be the breadwinner of the family. And I have been for many, many years. And then all of a sudden, when that day comes, hopefully a lot of people don't have to experience like I did. All of a sudden I was done and I had to stop working. And that meant no income.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Derek had a successful construction business, and literally it was one day, everything shut down, everything stopped. What was it like for you in the first few years to just not be able to make any income for your family?
Oh, it was really hard for me to swallow. Even to this day, sometimes the symptoms that I deal with and just not being able to contribute as much as I want to, it can be tough. But those first, months into years even, it was really tough. And it was hard not to go into depression.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the God's honest truth. And I love that you're sharing this vulnerability. Are you guys proud of him? Drop a 5 if you're proud of him, because he does not normally do this. And I'm really proud that you're just throwing it out there. Here we are 5.5 years later. We're actually sitting in our lake home. It's our second home. We just completely renovated it and remodeled it. And life has been rewritten for you. What has that journey been like for you to see what Amare has done financially?
It's just given us a very nice lifestyle. I don't have to sit there and worry about having that paycheck. I can actually say I was able to retire, from construction.
We don't say he's disabled. He's retired.
Just retired.
He retired early. We were able to financially rewrite our story. And even though we would do anything to make you 100% healthy and well, the fact that we don't have to worry about the financial stress anymore.
Well, in my case too, the financial stress was, of course, all my doctor bills. We could have lost absolutely everything, and we were really dwindling down. But then we worked hard, and the business just grew, and it grew and grew and grew. I mean, it was so exciting to watch, and all the people that came in, and how excited they got to be with it, and watching them making the money that, you know, to make it a full-time career and more.
It's amazing how much it's changed. And listen, if you're listening tonight and you're either in a hard place, a dark place, just not where you want to be. If you're feeling like, gosh, I don't have Derek and Sarah's story, you don't want our story. Okay.
Oh, heck no.
You do not want our story. It's not about whose story is bigger or worse or whatever. It's not about that. But if you're not where you're at, in just a few short years, our lives were rewritten, completely rewritten. And we want to give that hope to you tonight that you don't have to stay where you're at. And it wasn't about luck for us that we just got in at the right time. Are you kidding me? And I'm going to go through now where we really are at Amare and what is here for you. No matter whether you've been here with us for a while or you're brand new looking at this for the first time, or you are listening to the recording. So is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking, you know, for Sarah and I, we were making a little bit of income. Sarah was making a little bit of income with a prior job that she was at. And it was a scary leap that we did.
Yeah.
It was a very scary leap. And, but, you know, if you really just put your mind to it and work hard, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. And don't give up.
And don't give up.
You've
Right.
never given up.
No.
And we're not saying you have to leave your careers to do this. We did. We took a massive leap of faith.
We had no choice.
We had no choice. My previous direct sales company had was going to terminate me if I came here. And it was our last source of income. But we just knew in our hearts, and we went on blind faith that there was something really special here.
We did.
And we just kept thinking, my God, this could help a lot of people. And well, our competitive side and entrepreneurial side was like, I can't not know about this. I would regret it. We would have regretted it the rest of our lives that we knew about this and we didn't take advantage of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
When
we
we
were
knew about
excited to take advantage because we knew it was here.
Absolutely. So we are really excited to walk you through your possibilities. Thank you. You're the best.
All right. I got to move the sprinkler. The expensive sprinkler, sir.
Yeah, the $34 sprinkler. He needs to go move. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Hottest speaker I've ever had.
Oh yeah, whatever.
He is. He doesn't look like he's had
He's
2
fired.
brain surgeries, does he? I mean, seriously, he's amazing.
All
right.
right. Before I turn all red.
Before you are already red, honey. All right. So listen, what's in it for you? If you're just checking us out, if you've got young children, we've got products for kids. Talk to the person that brought you here. Our kids line is amazing. I know we got a pediatrician in the house, Dr. Rouse, who's listening in tonight. And he shares it with his patients. It's transformational for kids. So kids that are struggling, the stories are just absolutely amazing. If you are joining us for the first time tonight, listen, we have a saying here at Amare, all roads lead to Happy Juice. Happy Juice is a 3-product system that just works awesome. It tastes great, and it really helps in your first month boost your mood and motivation and provide overall health for that second brain of yours, your gut. It enhances your mental performance and it fuels you for a highly productive day. So, I mean, this is like my brain juice. I don't know how else to say it, but I just get so much more done when I drink Happy Juice. So what really sets us apart? These were the 5 things that Derek and I, when we first looked at Amare 5 years ago, it was these 5 things that brought us here. It was the timing. Like, we knew mental health was something, and this is before the pandemic, obviously, but we knew it was a conversation that so many people were struggling with. We also always looked at a company. You know, we had some direct sales experience, and I'm going to walk you through why knowing your executive team and in a funding and a system to grow for growth. For supportive growth is so important. 3, you got to have great products. I mean, I have seen really good companies out there that have the great exec team, but their products stink. They're just not good. Or they're not consumable. And so it's like a one-hit wonder. And that's not something that you can build a residual income over time. Is the compensation number 4 a fair, balanced, and dynamic compensation plan? And number 5, not many companies talk about this, but Amare does, culture with you. And so I'm going to walk you through these 5 things and how this was what Derek and I looked at very, very closely. And we decided to take that leap of faith because of these 5 things. So first of all, I want to introduce you to our Amare team. This Amare team pictured right here has, oh my gosh, decades and decades. I think it was like over 200 years. Don't quote me on that, but it was crazy amount of years when you added everyone's experience together. In fact, we have 4 people right now who have been former CEOs at billion-dollar companies. So we are led by talented people. Our innovative products are products that deliver. We created and trademarked the Mental Wellness Company. Think about that. I mean, that it's so powerful. Nobody has what we have. And we have a powerful community of like-minded people. And the fact that we are the one and only mental wellness company created that timing. Timing is everything, right time at the right place. We are growing so fast and furious that as a small company, we actually bought a larger company and we are now expanding in over 50 countries worldwide. We just launched into New Zealand and Australia. We're in Canada, Mexico, and look at all the countries that we're going to be pouring into in 2023. It is so exciting to see what we started in our camper now going worldwide. And these are our 5 key values that we do everything and operationalize in a place of love, which I just think is so awesome. Integrity, what you do behind the scenes when no one is looking is what matters the most. Integrity from corporate decisions to product decisions to sourcing ingredients to the way we treat and respect our distributors to our policies and procedures. Everything must be done in an integritous way. Innovation, you got to stay at the forefront or you snooze, you lose. And service, I live to serve. That's what fuels me. And we leave every place we go better than how we found it. And the last but not least is humility. You know, part of doing what's right and building something magnificent, it's not from a place of arrogance. It's from a place of humility. And that to me, these 5 core values is the culture of Amare. And when Derek and I looked at these 5 core values, these were the core values that we were raising our 3 children on. These were the values of our marriage. And we thought, really, finally, a company is going to leverage these core values? You know, drop a comment in the chat box if this culture excites you, because I'm just curious. And I love that service is a core value here. Pam Otto says, I agree, which is just so absolutely beautiful. So as we wind down here, one of the things that was really important to Derek and I when we came here was that everything was 100% money back guaranteed so that we could look someone in the eye and say, look, try it for a good 90 days, 3 months. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, you can return it. And I love that we even beat Amazon's return policy because they're not like 30 days and you got to ship everything back or you snooze, you lose. So I love our 100% money back guarantee. If you are new, listen, these are your options. You can talk to the person that brought you here tonight. If you want to join or just experience our products and our brand, it's free. You get a $10 off coupon. The person that sent you here will give you a code, a promo code, so you get $10 off and you can experience our brand and give it time. Give Happy Juice, give the products that are recommended to you based on your unique blueprint and DNA of you that God fearfully and wonderfully made, right? Give it time, give it at least that full 90 days and be patient. Stay very connected to the person that brought you here. You know, if you came here tonight because you've been on the products and you're like, gosh, I want to make an extra $1,000 a month, an extra $5,000 a month, a $10,000. I can't stand my career. I'm over it. Or you're like Derek and I, where you wanted to pay off a whole lot of debt, whether it's medical debt or credit card debt or whatever it is, and you're looking for just a different opportunity, a different future. Check out our brand partner distributor program because it's amazing that it can either bring $500, $1,000, $3,000 a month, or a whole lot more. So if you're interested in upgrading or joining as a brand partner, we have 3 really great packs that you can get started with. They're heavily discounted. It's a great bang for your buck. And I'm a firm believer that if you're going to share this and make some income off of this, you're going to want to know the brand so you can put your heart and soul behind it, right? Because that's going to build your confidence in sharing it. So the person that brought you here, they'll go through these packs with you to see what's the best pack for you and your family. And just kind of a sneak peek on how we do things. Listen, guys, I built this in the first couple of years living out of a camper full time while my husband was going through brain surgeries, all off my phone, like all off my phone. That's how I built this. And so we have very simplistic training and resources in a very, very duplicatable system. Everything is run from an app on your phone, and with between all the different social media platforms, whether you want to do a social media building and do our affiliate program, or you want to do social media and affiliate marketing, and you want to tap into all the amazing networks that you have and the people that they know and the people that they know. It's amazing how we've created a very, very robust way to build a business and make it really, really special for you. So with that said, listen, what's next? Speak to the person who invited you to this presentation tonight just to get all your questions answered. You're going to have a lot more questions, but this is just a glimpse. This is just a glimpse of what could it be for you. And what I would encourage you to do is, what Derek and I did is we looked at our health and what things we wanted to improve for him, what things I needed to improve in. And what's been fun is in the last 5 years, each couple of months, each quarter, each year, we're able to go check, okay, that got better, check, that got better, okay, I need to work on this. And so we encourage that for you. But also look at your financial goals. I look at where the world is right now, and I feel like God built us for this time right now because we know what it's like to have finances out of control. And we wanted to be that hope for you tonight to say, listen, there are options out there to bring in extra income that can help you rewrite your financial story as well. So make sure you talk to the person that is here. So we're excited to welcome you either as a customer or as a brand partner. And we're really excited to help you figure out what is the right pack or products to help you get started. And listen, we have a really cool Facebook group called the Mental Wellness Movement Facebook group. And in fact, this month, we are hosting a month-long super fun challenge that we are dividing with some great leaders. This week is Pam Otto. You can join anytime you want. Just get added into the group by the person that brought you here. And we have lots of educational, encouragement, product stories, testimonies, and we're doing big time giveaways. In fact, I think it's like $3,000 to $3,500 worth of giveaways that we're giving. Derek and I are giving away $1,000 in cash on May 31st to 3 different people. Someone's going to win $500, someone will win $300, and someone will win $200. And then each week we give away amazing free products, all to just build a positive community. The only thing that we ask is this: there's no crabby pants allowed in this group. Like, we're here to have fun and to help you build a better future for your family. So listen, we want to thank you for tonight. I know I went a little bit over, but I thought it was really cool that I got my husband to share with all of you from his heart and a little bit of what he's gone through and how much Amare has changed his life. And so here's where I'm going to leave all of you. We want to encourage you to make a difference, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. And even at my husband's worst days, sickest days, hardest times, what truly kept him going was all of you. He knew that if he kept going, that he could serve more people. And that inspired him. So I want to thank all of you, and you know who you are, for always believing in him and believing in us. And we're here now to believe in you. We're not going anywhere. In fact, in my husband's words, we're just getting started. So listen, I love you guys. Reach out to the person that brought you here. And I'm just going to check the chat box to see if there are any questions. Susan wrote, love our core values and the opportunity and the beautiful ripple effect. And the challenge is great. And it's so fun. Thanks for doing the amazing prizes. Susan, we absolutely love you. And I agree with Pam that there is nothing like our core value of love. So listen, thanks for joining us tonight. And we're on every Tuesday night. We've got some great speakers in the next couple of Tuesday nights to share their stories. And Sandy, you are so welcome. God bless you all. And thanks for your time tonight. All right. Good night, everybody.